Happy Thursday! Welcome to DIY Art Therapy. Today we're going to talk about the basics of photography from me, which is a hobby photographer. And usually I teach things that are related to home decor or decorating jewelry and creating your own, really anything in the form of creativity. So if photography is not for you, be sure to follow me on YouTube. Just comment below, snap like you're snapping a photo, and I will send you the YouTube where you can learn how to make DIY candles, rustic decor, beach decor, and all sorts of other things, including jewelry, and even get into poetry. Really anything creative. The greatest thing about creativity is it does not have to be limited, and it's only really limited in your mind, okay? As far as you can dream, you can create. There's no limitations. All right, so today we're going to chat about photography. I'll tell you a little bit about my journey, a little bit about my cameras, how I came to acquire them, and what I use them for, and what do I use to edit it. So that's what you're going to learn today, just some basic stuff. Feel free to also comment below your questions pertaining to photography. I have been a photographer now for about 2.5 years, but when I was in high school, I went to BOCES for graphic arts and design, and I actually won several awards for designing really cool logos, and we had to also learn Adobe Photoshop and stuff like that, so things that really inhibited the creativity behind the photography. And I did it for fun back then, and I hope to show you guys today a really cool picture that I took 20 years ago when I had my first photo shoot with just some friends. It was awesome. Now I want to inspire you. If you've ever wanted to learn about photography, do it. Please do it. Understand it's a very oversaturated market in a lot of locations. So if you want to take it big, you're going to want to really apply yourself, because there's going to be a lot of folks that do it really well around you. That's why I like to consider myself a hobby photographer. And I love taking pictures of nature. So I'm more of a wildlife photographer. I like to capture, sunsets. As you can see here, this awesome sunrise in Carolina Beach I captured with this beast right here. And I also do a couple photo shoots for people, typically their friends or family, because I really like to capture raw, authentic moments. So even though I've been told that I'm good at like posing people and setting them up and doing all these things, I prefer to capture people in authentic moments and real feelings, instead of being like, oh, smile for the camera. I mean, to each their own. If that's your style, fantastic. I know so far when it comes to photography, I do not want to be a wedding photographer because I don't want to deal with grouchy mother-in-laws, and I also don't want to deal with bridezillas or telling people to stand here, stand here, stand here all day long. I feel like that would limit my creativity, and I work best when I have no limitations. All right, so how did I get started? How did I even get these cameras? I started to tell my friends and family that I wanted to hop back into photography. And with that being said, I was gifted this camera as well as the other one. This is an older Canon Rebel T3. Guys, it's a fantastic and affordable starter camera because it's older. It's a great way to learn. And especially if you're interested in learning shooting in manual, which is the M here, which means you get to go through the process of learning, all the different settings according to the lighting and so on and so forth. I'm trying to really condense this. So if you're somebody like me who was like, I want to explore it, but I know how expensive this can be even as a hobby, then I highly recommend telling your friends and family and being like, hey, I want to get back into it. Because this camera, which is newer and higher megapixels, and it's a little bit more complex, even though it's still older, this is a Nikon, I don't know how to say it. I'm not interested in learning how to say it properly either, because that doesn't really matter to me. It's a D3200, and this lens right here is specifically for, I would say portraits, but I can also get a broader area in it than a 50 millimeter. This one right here is a 35 millimeter. I have other lenses specifically for certain things. And this one's fantastic because I don't have to stand like 30 feet back to get a whole body in it. So I'm going to take you through my photography page and explain to you like my own personal style, because that's what's really cool about photography is you get to learn your own style. And back when I was 15, 16 years old, I was learning the basic things, right? So like a picture like this. Where do you want your subject? They tell you to put the subject here, 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 or here. So in the center of one of these squares, right? Or right in the center if it's the right opportunity. And that's going to depend on your creativity, what you're photographing. And now that I've said this, pay attention when you watch a movie next, because you're going to see that like oftentimes the main character is somewhere right here, or another focal point right here, or right here. You're going to see it everywhere now that I've said it. Okay, I'm going to turn the camera over to show you one of the awesome pictures that I recently captured with this insane lens. Mind you, like this lens is my wildlife lens. It captures birds far away. Now, it's a really good one. Brand new is probably $3,200 just for the lens, but I got it on eBay for like $700. And so I'm able to capture some really sweet wildlife. I just keep it connected to the Canon camera, so that I can then use this one for more close-ups or for people. All right, so you can figure out your style. Like I encourage you to just explore it. Say you don't have money for a camera. Where do you start, right? Download Lightroom. Lightroom. I'm not affiliated with them in any way, but Lightroom can help give you some basic editing things, right? So there's a free version where you get to use some of their editing programming, and you can explore whether or not you want to purchase the more complex and interesting like forms of Lightroom for more professional photography. I pay for like $120 a year, I think. Anyway, I'm gonna show you guys. Whatever camera you start with, go to YouTube and figure out how it works. There's literally step-by-step videos for every single camera I've ever seen out there that will teach you how to shoot in manual and why it needs to be put in RAW as well, okay? And like, not only is this an adventure for your creativity, but it's also, when you capture it with a camera versus a cell phone, it's going to give you the ability to blow up pictures without it looking like it's from Minecraft, okay? All right, I'm going to show you guys. Let me get my computer up, and then I will show you my photography page just to hope to inspire you guys to like get started, because you have to start somewhere, okay? Let's see. I'm going to take you back to like the very first pictures that I took to show you the importance of starting and how far I've come in just 2 years of doing it more as a fun hobby. I absolutely love being a photographer, by the way. I just have so many things that I love to do that it's like I can't stop, and I need to like at least figure out how to like limit it, flow with it, whatever. I did not realize how many pictures I took. This is incredible. So figure out your style, right? Do you want to be a hobby photographer? Do you want to photograph people, wildlife, just birds? Like, figure out what makes the most sense for you, okay? Now I'm going to rotate this over. All right, so this is the recent beaver moon, and I captured this with my wildlife photography camera. And it was just gorgeous because I was able to capture this from very, very far away, and the details are exquisite, and this is blown up. All right, so we're on my Facebook page, which is Romans 120 Photography. Now, this is like the beginning, okay? Let me just show you guys. This is insane. So I love this picture. I took it with my cell phone, and I was like, you know what? This is it. I'm going to start again. And it was beautiful. And oh, there's just me to introduce myself. And I started acknowledging how much I love to take pictures of bees, and I made bee greeting cards out of them because why not, right? So you can find the bee greeting cards on trishasoakart.com, and you could literally just type in the search bar and be like bee greeting cards. Let me show you. Let me see. Okay, boom. And bee me get that up. B. See? And then it will show you some of the greeting cards that I have made, and I've sold quite a few of them, especially in stores. Like this one says, "Thank you for being you." It's adorable. All right, so back to Facebook. So I started doing it just for fun, and I was capturing like really neat things. So as you can see, to me, this one made sense to put this in the center because it's a circle. There's some really cool balance here. Balance makes a lot of sense to me. I'm going to give you a couple other pointers. Look at this beast. How sweet is that? I love it. All right. So I'm going to give you some pointers when it comes to people. People. Here's Gavin, and he's sitting on a really cool log. And I chose to put him here to have this kind of have its own effect here. And I also made sure that the entire log that he's sitting on is in the picture. It almost feels incomplete if you were to take a picture and someone's foot's cropped out or it's not full, right? So here is my first photo shoot I did with Gavin. It has a little bit of too many red tones, a little oversaturated. When you're taking outdoor photos, I highly recommend taking pictures with the saturation being low. Let me just show you real quick. Hang on. Okay, we're going to turn this on. So this part right here at 160, 60 is a lower number, therefore we're going to let in more light, okay? The idea, if we're outside, is we could definitely increase that by using this guy. And then F9, this part right here is I adjust it according to how many people am I taking a picture of, or do I want the background to be blurry or not? So the F number is going to be, the f-stop it's called, it's going to be a little bit higher. Say you're photographing a whole family and there's like 11 people in it, but you want to make sure that everybody is in focus. You're going to probably set that to around F11, try it like that, and take a couple photos like wherever you are outside as a practice, and then just adjust things accordingly. So those are two things I hope you find helpful. Say you already have a camera and you're like, I don't understand these numbers. It can get overwhelming. Okay, so back to this. Let's see. Okay, so we got the lower this number is, the more light you are letting in. The higher it is, the less light, okay? And then again, F9, we can easily switch that over. I need two hands though, and I don't have two hands for that. So we're gonna just start with that. And then ISO, I put at 100 because I was recently shooting outside. So that's something you want to really investigate when you're doing things. Okay, let me take you back over here. So here's a bunch of different really cool things. I took this picture not this past fall, but the one before. There's something about adding depth to a photo that makes it amazing. So I decided to get this awesome stump in there, and it really gave depth. It gave life to the photo. That's something that I want to challenge you to do if you are hopping into taking pictures yourself. And I got some really cool pictures of Schoharie County, and took some more pictures practicing, figuring out, you know, how to do it with certain brightness outside. And you really just have to start. If it's too dark outside, it's going to be really difficult to capture good things without it being pixelated or kind of like a blurry effect to them. And then I did a really cool Photoshop at a ranch last year. That was awesome and fun. You can check all these out at, Romans 120 Photography. This was one of my favorites. Okay. So getting Gavin like a little shot together. I have this awesome toboggan and I have a backdrop as well that I intentionally made a little bit blurry because I didn't, steam it to get the wrinkles out, but then I made this look like snow and edited it to make it also, have a lot less texture so that it was more realistic. All right, let's see. I got some really cute ones of Annabelle. She absolutely loves getting her picture taken. Okay, and this guy, I'm just obsessed with him, okay? He's just adorable. All right. And then I wanted to show you, okay, guys, birds are like the coolest freaking thing to photograph. Look at this. Look how gorgeous they are. I went to a few zoos with my camera, and being a hobby photographer is like really fun because you're not held to the same standard as a professional photographer. If you go to, that was the Richmond Zoo. If you go to Richmond Zoo as a professional photographer or commercial photographer, you have to get a permit in order to take pictures of things. Me, I'm just doing it for fun. I'm not selling the pictures. I'm in no way trying to promote them. I'm just doing it for fun. And I walked in with this massive camera and no one said anything. I don't know. But that's my recommendation, is figure out how far you want to take it. Do everything legal, of course, if you are going to take it big. All right. So as you can see, my pictures are getting better. My editing, my white space versus dark space, things like that is just getting better and better. I love this one, exactly where this guy here is, and then I have a little bit of a tree. Now, some objects can be a distraction. Like I could have gone through and removed this thing right here, just so that it didn't distract from the other parts. If there's like a really bright spot on a picture, you also want to edit that. And let's go. This is one of my favorite pictures. I was like, oh my gosh, this guy's so cool. If only I could have gotten his feet in it too, it would have been even better, but it was such a moment that I didn't want to like lose it. Okay. I'm very picky with my style when it comes to photography, and I also like get the EBGBs when somebody crops a foot out in a picture that's supposed to be professional. It kind of freaks me out. Here's some really cute pictures that I took of Annabelle last Christmas. How fun is that, right? I just took some wrapping paper, put it in like a hallway and taped it, and she just loved it. It was adorable. Okay. And then I got some really cool pictures with snow falling, and then look at this one of Gavin. So this one was hard to get the whole thing here, but the moment was too precious. So when you are capturing speed on a camera, you have to be mindful of the settings on a camera as well, because they'll look super blurry or their hand will just be this jumble mess. The cool thing about photography though is like it's all been done before, right? So you can Google what manual settings for my camera should I use for fast-paced motions. Some people are really into sports photography and they have figured out the sweet spot on their camera that captures that movement really well, where like your hand doesn't look like it just floated away into Jumanji, okay? All right, let's go back. A few other things I want to mention. Oh, I did some really sweet, oh my gosh. I did photography for a animal rescue place down in North Carolina. Oh my gosh, guys. This place was amazing. It's called Penderosa Animal Rescue Sanctuary. Okay, let's get back up to the most recent ones I want to talk about. Okay, so we have, I'm still experimenting, right? This is the really cool thing about photography is you continually learn. So I wanted to capture sparkles on the snow and bubbles and figure out, okay, do I need a certain texture here? Okay, there's just so much learning to photography that you just literally have to get started. And this one, I recently submitted in a contest, a photo contest. Go on and see this one in particular. It is gorgeous, highly detailed, and these just glisten. It's amazing. So I entered that into a local contest for Schoharie County. Oh yeah, this I have to show you. This is the picture that I took in a photo shoot I did 20 years ago. Like, these girls obviously are gorgeous and know exactly what they're doing. And in fact, Amanda, this is Amanda Carpenter, she taught me something that forever became like a pet peeve of mine and I was mindful of ever since, photographing people. I can't stand when I see a picture of somebody with their face squished. When you're putting your hand up against your face, I remember she told me this, and it stuck ever since, that if you're going to have anyone's hand anywhere near the face, it should be very gentle and you should not be pressing. So I'm like mindful of that. If you get a picture of like two people and they're holding each other, but the man's like accidentally squeezing the woman, it's going to look awful. Like that one part of the picture might be the reason why I'm not going to send it to you, because everyone was too tense, or like you got a weird fist or something. Like, just have people loosen up. Okay. And also, if you're taking pictures of someone with glasses on and you don't have the right editing to get like weird glares off, just have them remove it before you take the pictures. It's that easy. Take cell phones out of pockets. Think about things like that if you're taking pictures of people. And then let's see, a few more things I wanted to mention. Where was it? As you can see, I love capturing just the beauty in everything. The moon, the water, the people. Did a really cool photo shoot with my mom and my stepdad in a corn maze. I mean, how gorgeous is that, right? Oh, love it. All right. I mean, plus they have like a really cool look. My stepdad's just got this classic appearance. Like, look at this. I got this shot, was one of my favorite, okay? Because I didn't crop out his foot. The hay did that, but it's a complete picture to me. Like where Gavin is, where his head is, his hands coming out that way. The whole entire thing to me is so well balanced. And I also want to share with you, when I'm taking a picture of something, my cameras are older, and to have a center weighted or metering, like that's where your focus is, it's a great thing to do. Okay, you can then later and crop out and move that center person over to one of the corners. Okay, some really newer cameras that are like $5,000, $6,000, $10,000. If you got that kind of money, fantastic, because they offer things where you can have 10 people and it's going to make sure that it focuses like on the face or the eyes. And you don't have to go above and beyond to do your settings and adjust them to get all of them in the picture. Mine, however, has like this center weighted metering, it's called, and I can move that, right? I can move that wherever I want, but I keep it in the center and then crop out like where I want them to be balanced in the picture. And I'll show you, okay, a recent picture that I took that I cropped. It was huge in the beginning. Okay, this guy, okay, this is so simple. And I put it right in the middle because of this. This picture was huge, guys. Like this was just a small corner of it, and that's it. And I cropped it into how I felt it had balance, how it felt like the black and the white really supported each other. Okay. I want to say that's all, but I want to also share something really exciting. Where is it? Yeah, here it is. The Catskiller magazine. So the Catskiller magazine is very supportive of artisans. Okay, this is like in Schoharie County, this place. Okay, guys, this I'm just obsessed. Within the first year of doing wildlife photography, I was able to capture some really cool moments and submit it to their newspaper, their magazine, and they featured me in multiple places. So I wanted to share that success with you real quick. Like, this is so exciting. Okay. So here's me reading it. It was in the Schoharie News and the Catskiller magazine, which you will see on my website. So I got this bee in flight, and like, I love that it's right here, the shadow of it. I mean, I captured it. It was just such a beautiful moment, and I love that they loved it too. And then I got a morel mushroom. Mind you, this is the first morel mushroom, and I have been a forager for like 10 years. And this is the first one that I found, so I was really excited to like get down low and capture it. And then I got these, I forgot what they were called, but they're just beautiful little spring things, okay? And of course I ate the mushroom. All right, and then this one's mine as well, right here, where I got this moth. I don't remember if it's a moth or a butterfly. Anyway, it's on the lichens on a tree. It was just gorgeous. It was like one of the first signs of spring that I was able to get. And then this bee on this flower as well. And again, I got this really cool texture right here where it's like, it's a stone. And then we have the bee in this specific area. So this creates some sort of a balance. And yeah. So listen, like I did not realize that I was going to be able to take it as far as I have come and make it into a magazine within the first year of doing it. I wouldn't have known if I didn't start. I hope you guys have found this helpful, and feel free to ask me some questions because I only touched the surface of so many different things. Yeah, I just encourage you, if this has been on your heart, do it. Just get started. And if you're on a budget, feel free to find out who's not using their old camera, because that Canon camera, that is my wildlife camera. Geez, how long ago was this? Okay. I want to say it was like 15 years ago, maybe 20. More like 15, yeah. So my little brother and I went to Walmart Black Friday shopping together at like midnight one day. It was like the only time we've ever done that. I've only ever done it because he wanted to get this camera because it was on sale. Mind you, he still uses cameras, but he upgraded it that he didn't even use this one much. So he just gave it to me. And then the other one was given to me by a woman in my church because she no longer used hers. A lot of people want to pick up that camera. They use it for a little while and then life becomes too busy, or they're just not as passionate about it as they used to be. So it's a great place to start to let people know that you want to get into photography, because it might give someone the opportunity to bless you with a free camera. So keep that in mind. If you have money, check out some Facebook pages that are like photography for beginners or Canon users or whatever for beginners. There's so many resources, guys. This is the coolest thing about living in the age in which we live, as we have access to so much information. I hope I encouraged you to start somewhere. And yeah, go take some pictures. Thanks for joining me, guys. I'll see you next Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Have a good evening.